welcome! My name is Jocelyn and today we are doing a get ready with me. I'm going to be chatting a little bit in this video about just non-makeup related things. I'm also going to be chatting about makeup related things. So just in case I forget to actually talk about what I'm using, let me give you a brief overview. I'm going to be using some new products that I hauled in the last month, so I'm very excited about that. A couple of the face products that I'm going to be using, the tried and true Fenty foundation, a new product, the Kaja Don't Settle concealer, the Hourglass powder. What is this called exactly? Just the translucent setting powder. Both of these two products are new to my collection. Ooh, also for the face, I'm going to be using the Kaja Mochi highlighter in the shade Toy Alien. I might be using the Morphe blush palette depending on how my eye look turns out, because it's a very warm toned blush palette. So I might be using this. For the eyes, I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer, and I was planning on using a new palette that I received, but I don't. Okay, so I received the Morphe Artistry palette in the mail about a week and a half ago, and I've been playing with it for the last week. I had planned on using it in a get ready with me, and I think I kind of still am gonna do that, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't really love this palette. I was gonna create an entire eye look with this. I mean, it looks really pretty actually in the viewfinder right now, but it just, the shimmers, which you would expect to even swatch really well, don't swatch really well. I have used a handful of these shades, so I think I've used everything on this top row. I've used these 4 shades. I haven't really used anything on the bottom because I'm not a really big fan of darker shades on my eyes. And even this shade, which looks gorgeous in the pan, it swatches, well, first of all, not very good, and then it also just, I mean, look at that. It just, a lot of these shimmer shades just swatch super sheer. This shade, for example, Fame Game is what that's called. Let me give it a swatch. It's like a decent swatch, right? I'm swirling around a few, and then it just, it's just very lackluster. Basically, I don't love this palette, so I don't really want to use it for my entire eye look. But what I will say is that some of these shades I really like, particularly the matte shades. So these two just very neutral shades I really like. This dark shade over here, this maroon shade, hashtag makeover, I actually really like that shade. And then just really everything else that I've used I haven't loved. The packaging on this is really nice. As you see, it comes with a giant mirror, so that's a bummer, but I'm not here to lie to you. I don't love this palette, so I'm gonna use just that one matte shade out of this, and I did want to get a review up for this. So again, this is the Artistry palette by Morphe. I did receive this for free. Unfortunately, I did not love it, but I do plan on using that one matte shade in there. The other shadows that I'm gonna incorporate in this tutorial are the Kaja shadows. This is the little 3 eyeshadow stack. This is the Rose Water stack. These come with 3 different shimmer shades. So as you can see, really cute. Really excited to use this. I've only used this, I think, 1 or 2 other times, and not any time recently, so I'm excited to get some use out of that. Is there anything else new that I'm using today? I don't think so. If there's anything else that I think of, I will make sure to try and mention it before we move on. The first thing I'm gonna do is prime my eyelids with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. Oh, I almost forgot. I also, along with that palette, got something I'm actually very excited about, and it is 6 brushes from Morphe. These are part of the All I Want, can you see that? All I Want collection, and these brushes also come with a little pouch. The pouch is so cute. It's this super glittery black pouch, and so they all came right inside of there, and I've been using these for the last week and a half and have been loving most of them. There's a couple of them that I haven't really used. This flat, I think this is an eyeliner brush, I haven't really used this, and then this really teeny tiny brush, I've only used this a handful of times. It's not bad. I think this would actually be perfect for a cut crease, but these 4 I have been absolutely loving. Do they have names? No, they don't, but they're just a part of the All I Want set. I'll be using these in this get ready with me because I've been using them like every day and absolutely loving them. So at least those worked out really well for me. The palette, again, was only so-so, but those brushes I have been absolutely loving. All right, I primed my eyes. I did not set them yet, so let me set them real fast. We are set. I am in such a good mood right now. I think it's because the weather's been picking up lately and we've been getting more sun longer during the day, so it's putting me in a very good mood. Okay, so I know I want to use these, and I know I want to use that shade in the Morphe palette, but I need another transition shade. There's not another good transition shade in this palette, so let's dip into something else I have in my shop, my stash. yeah, okay, we're gonna dip into my little Z palette that I have. This shade down here is a really good like peachy pink shade. It is the shade Labyrinth from ColourPop, so we're gonna pop that into the crease. Normally I plan these videos out quite a bit more, but I just like barely planned this one out. I did want to talk about my goals for this year a bit. I'm doing more project pans than I did last year. I'm doing the year-long rolling project pan, which should be up on my channel by the time you're seeing this. I'm also doing a pan that palette series, so there's no palettes in that rolling project pan that you'll see because I'm doing a whole separate pan that palette series. And then I'll also be doing seasonal project pans, but I don't think I'm gonna start seasonal project pans until spring, so maybe the beginning of spring. I need to figure out when that starts because I have really no idea, but I think that'll give me a little bit of time to kind of focus on my year-long project pans at the beginning of the year. I kind of feel like I want to move you up a little bit. Is that any better? I have no idea. I think I want to try and put that Morphe shade, that darker Morphe shade in my outer crease, and I'm going to use one of those All I Want brushes for that. It's a very nice pointed brush. As you can see, I've used it quite a bit. I think probably for this shade specifically. Ooh, I think I might have had some residual pink left on that because that color is showing up a lot more pink than I was expecting. Maybe it is just a lot more pink and I didn't notice that before. Although I like this shade, it definitely takes a little bit more work to blend out. There, that looks all right. Okay, so we've got those two shades down. Now I'm gonna go into the Kaja trio right here. Actually, I'm like sweating right now. It's so warm. So I think actually what I'm gonna do is go change my shirt. So I'm not wearing a long sleeve shirt anymore. Just give me a quick sec. All right, so we're still wearing one of those off the shoulder type shirts, but this time it's a short sleeve and just a little lighter. That other one is a little more constricting. So I feel a lot better right now. I was feeling a little constricted. So I feel a lot better now. So please excuse the wardrobe change in the middle, not even the middle of this, but the beginning of this. Okay, moving on. Don't know if these have names, but again, this is the Rose Water trio and I'm using the middle shade. I probably don't absolutely need to wet a brush, but I'm going to just because that always seems beneficial. And I'm using another one of the brushes from the All I Want collection. This has quickly become my favorite brush for packing on eyeshadow. I love the shape and I love the density of this. Here, let me actually give you a little swatch. This is a very glittery shade, but it's such, oh. So I am planning, again, those project pan videos. Something else that you may or may not know is that Alex and I are hoping / planning to buy a house this year. We're ready. We're very ready to have a house, not live in an apartment anymore. And so with that comes lots of saving money and paying down any things that we have sitting out there, which means I'm basically not going to be buying a lot of makeup this year, like at all this year. I don't really, I mean, I thought about kind of just claiming a no buy, not claiming as in I'm not going to do it, but like sticking to a no buy, but I'm not, I don't know, it would be smart probably for my channel because those are getting a lot of traction right now, but I just really hate putting that on myself because then it feels like I'm almost egged on to break it, which seems super weird, but I just don't know. I'm kind of self-imposing a low buy on myself without announcing it to my YouTube channel because, and I've kind of just been acting like this over the past, I don't want to say year, but maybe after June, after my birthday of last year, I just haven't really bought very much. Even during the Sephora VIB sale, I had a few extraneous purchases from Sephora, but for the most part, all I bought was like skincare and hair care. When I was in Disneyland, I did pick up quite a little haul, including some of the products in this tutorial. But before that, I hadn't really bought anything. And this year, like I just said, I'm really trying really hard to save money and not spend money. And I feel really good about that right now. I've got a whole like plan, an Excel spreadsheet, and that's kind of the plan. So maybe I could announce a low buy because I really feel like, I mean, it's kind of a replacement only low buy, but also, I don't know, I'm really struggling with that one, and I wasn't until literally just now because I was like, no, I'm not gonna do a low buy, but now that I'm talking about it, it's like, well, I'm basically doing a low buy anyways, so why not just make those videos that people are so keen. Oh, also I'm going in with the bottom shade in this little trio. It's this really pretty dark like cranberry shade, and I'm gonna pop this in the outer corner. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Let me know if you have any advice. Essentially, I'm not buying a lot anyways, but also I'm afraid to put it out there because I don't really want to restrict myself, because then it'll make it feel like I can't do it. You know, like right now, I'm not doing it because I don't want to do it, because I want to save that money. But if I put it out there that I'm doing a low buy, then it might feel, I don't know. I watched Angelica's low buy intro, and I really liked a lot of the kind of guidelines that she set for herself. So maybe I'll think about it. I do have some gift cards to Sephora that I got for Christmas that I'm planning on using. I want to save them, I think, for the spring VIB sale so that I can buy more at that time. I'm actually really happy with the way this is turning out. I think I'm going to take this brush right here, and I'm going to take a little bit more of that dark maroon shade from this Morphe palette that we used a little bit ago, and I'm going to just take a little bit more of that and pop that in the outer crease, just because I want a little bit more out there. I feel like I lost some of that color when I put those glitters down. There we go. So I am going to put some eyeliner on. I'm going to do that off camera just because it's a nightmare to try and do it on camera. I am going to be using the Stila liquid liner. This is just a deluxe size that I got. So let me do that real fast. That's gonna have to be good enough. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go in with the Hourglass Mineral Veil primer and put it all over my face. Where was I? So goals for this year is saving a butt ton of money, probably move. Next, we're gonna go in with the Fenty foundation. I'm getting really low on this. Oh man, I only have like this. I don't know if you can really tell, but I only have like this much left. That's kind of just my main focus this year, is saving money and just trying to get a house. We haven't gone to talk to somebody yet. It's like a whole process to get a house. So right now we're just trying to get financially in order before we go and talk to somebody to see how much we qualify for. And then after we go and talk to somebody, we can go and start talking to a realtor to start looking at actual houses that are in our price range. I don't expect that we're gonna be in our dream home. Houses in our area are so expensive, which is very unfortunate. So I'm not expecting to get the house of my dreams right away, but it would be so nice to not be renting anymore, have a place to our own that we could completely decorate and paint and just own, like this is ours. But we'll see. It might, who knows, take us another year. But if it does take us another year, then I think what Alex and I might try and do is stay in this apartment. We're expecting Evan and his girlfriend, well, his girlfriend doesn't live here, but she lives here kind of like part-time. We're expecting them to probably move out this summer or fall, maybe even spring, I'm not sure. And then we would just stay here, but I need to figure out, one, if that's something we want to do. I'm now going to go in with the Kaja concealer. I have been using this on and off for the past 3 weeks, I think, and I really like this concealer. This is a good one. I've been enjoying the crap out of this. Boop, 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 boop. So yeah, I don't want to move to a different apartment. I'm done moving until it's moving into a house. That's just like some plans, fun adult things for you. Ooh, so you may have also noticed that I'm uploading more. I used to upload only Wednesdays and Sundays, but now I've started uploading Fridays also. I've been trying to post a vlog, like if I have vlogs, post them on Fridays, but my vlogging is over for now. I had done kind of a little vlogmas, but Fridays are kind of sort of extra videos. So if I have anything that's outside of my normal channel content, I want to put it up on Fridays, but I kind of just always want to have a video up on Friday. Let me set that. So I'm going to be using, again, the Hourglass powder. I definitely like uploading more, and now that the days are getting longer, it'll be easier because I can film more often. Other exciting news is, if you don't follow Christina Chang on YouTube, you should be. If you like my channel, I definitely think you'll like her channel. She's got a lot of the same content. She does project painting and stuff like that. She's also a big Harry Potter nerd, which I freaking love because me too. She started a book club. She actually started the group on Facebook but announced it on her YouTube channel. So I immediately jumped on that bandwagon and I'm really excited to see what book is chosen. I am going to bronze and contour my face. I'm going to use the NARS Stephen Klein palette that's currently in my Shop My Stash. Not cruelty free. Heads up, just in case you're wondering, which is why I'm trying to get some good use out of it. So yes, I am a part of a book club now, and I'm very excited. I freaking love reading. That's gonna become one of the things that I can spend money on every month. But if you're interested in joining that book club, I will leave the Facebook link down below. Feel free to join if you enjoy reading. Oh, that's what I was saying, which I don't think I completed that sentence. She put a poll out on the Facebook group of, I think, 4 or 5 different books. All of them I'm very interested in, so we'll see which one ends up winning out based on the members of that group. But very, very excited to start reading whatever book is chosen. Oh man, I had a coffee. It's probably cold. Yep, every time. I think I want to use one of these blushes. This was another thing that I received for free from Morphe. I've reviewed it on my channel, sort of. Maybe I haven't actually reviewed it yet. I really like this. It's a little blush, not a little, it's actually quite large. It's like the same size as my face. This is the blush palette, oh, the 8W. So it's the Warm Master Blush Palette. I really enjoy this. I haven't used this darkest shade over here. It's a little too dark right now. Maybe in the summer I'll be able to use it, but I've used all 3 of these, and then I've used all of the ones, no, I haven't used this darkest shimmery shade. I think these are meant to be highlighters, but they're definitely too dark for me, so I've been using them as blush toppers and have really been enjoying that. I am using this stipple brush by Sigma. It's the small duo fiber F55 brush. This is the only brush that I found that works with this. If you caught my Shop My Stash, I mentioned that in that video that I've tried to use dense blush brushes with this palette and it doesn't work at all, but a duo fiber brush works really well with this palette. So I think I'm gonna dip into Unapologetic and MUA, a little bit of both, and just kind of buff that onto my cheeks. Perfect. Just enough. I want to use the Mochi Glow highlighter by Kaja. It's a little warmer than probably is good for this eye look. I'm gonna use a little bit of it in the brow bone. Ooh, actually maybe we'll use that little tiny brush that I said I didn't use very much. I usually apply this Mochi Glow highlighter with my finger because it's more of a jelly formula, but let's see if this brush works. Oh yeah, it works all right. Good. Now that I have that, I'm going to do my eyebrows, and I'm going to be using this little spoolie eyebrow brush that came in that All I Want kit. I've been using this literally every single day. It's my new favorite eyebrow brush because it's got the spoolie on the end, and I really like the size and the density of the brushes on the other end. So I'm gonna brush my eyebrow hairs, my sparse little babies, and probably won't be able to talk very much whilst I do this. I was right, couldn't talk at all. So there are the middle and tails of my brows. I'm also going to take the Anastasia Brow Wiz and just kind of fill in a little bit of the front half. I'm also going to put a brow gel in just to keep all of the hairs in place. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna put some highlighter on my cheeks. We're getting close to being done. Is there anything else that I wanted to chat about? I guess one thing that I should ask is, like I said earlier, I'm trying to save a lot of money. And one area that is kind of always unexpected and kind of sometimes comes out of nowhere is birthday gifts and gifts like that. What are some suggestions you have for me for low budget birthday gifts for either friends or family? I don't mind spending a little bit of money, but maybe just like 15, 20 bucks. What advice do you have? What are some good gift ideas, things I could make, things I could do, gifts I could give? If you have any advice for me, please leave them down in the comments below. Oh my god, my under eyes, I haven't touched those. Maybe I'll try and use this flat brush on my under eyes. It might be a little too dense and not fluffy enough, but I'm gonna go back in with this shade Labyrinth by ColourPop, the same one I blended into my crease on top of my eye. All right, we tried that brush. I'm gonna go in with my BH Cosmetics. This is the 105 brush. This is just a small pointed brush that I love to use on my lower lash line. It's just easier because it blends out the product as you put it down. There, all right. And then we'll go back into the Morphe palette and grab that dark maroon shade again. Just get a little bit because it's very pink. It's It's so funny, after I film this video, my vanity is always a mess. Normally when I get ready in the morning, I put things away as I use them, but not during these videos. I just kind of like keep it all out. Okay, I need a glitter shade in my inner corner, and we're gonna go back in and use the last shade in this little Kaja palette. It's this Top Beautiful champagne shade. We're gonna bring out my inner corners with this shade. It's gonna be a very wabam look. And I'm gonna be using the Morphe M169 brush. I'm gonna wet it. There's actually a little teeny tiny mirror in here. I'm gonna try and use it. That's really hard. Just kidding, I'm not gonna use that mirror. I love it. Okay, let's put mascara on first. I am using currently the Milk Kush mascara. It's okay, I don't hate it. In fact, I enjoy using it. It's probably not my favorite mascara. There are other high-end mascaras that I would probably use over this one, but I enjoy it enough to use it up. I didn't talk about too many goals for this year, except basically saving money. I have another goal to read 50 books this year, which I think will be fine. I was able to read over 50 last year, well over 50 actually, so 50 is a good, just like standard goal. There is a Stephen King book that I got in Book of the Month, which is a subscription service, and I really want to read that, but it's huge, so I'm a little intimidated, especially when I've set a goal for myself to read 50 books, but I maybe could keep it at home and only read it at home. I mean, it's huge. Carrying it around would be such a pain, so I might be able to read that one along with other ones at the same time. All right, mascara is on. I think we're gonna use this little Bite Beauty lipstick. This is in the shade Pepper. I freaking love this shade. I also love these little lipsticks by Bite. All right, and there we have it. Here is the finished look. Thank you so much for joining me today in this chatty get ready with me. Some of the standout products. I have been loving this concealer. I love this foundation. So again, Kaja concealer, Fenty foundation. Really excited to try the Fenty concealer, but I think I might want to try and use up a concealer before I buy that one. Freaking love this Kaja trio stack. It's so, I mean, if you like glitter, you'll like it. If you don't like glitter, maybe stay away. Been loving this powder quite a bit. The only thing that I'm really disappointed in, but again, I talked about this in depth at the beginning of the video, is the Morphe eyeshadow palette. I did create an all pink look that you can see in my project pan, my 18 and 2018 finale. So if you want to see what this palette can do, I have that video up and you can see what my eyes look like in that video. In that video, I used Insta Famous. So this shade right here, I used #bestie, which is this bright pink, which actually worked relatively well. It was very sheer though. And then Makeover and I think Bay. I think I used Bay, this shimmer shade right here. I just was very disappointed, dare I say, in this palette. So, I mean, I'm not gonna say I recommend it because I didn't enjoy it. I will link it down below though if you wanna check it out. What I did love though was that brush set. Again, it was the All I Want brush set, and you get this cute little pouch with it. Almost all of those brushes I love. The only one that I didn't really like, where did it go, is the flat definer brush. So big thank you to Morphe for sending me this palette and this brush collection. I do love the brush collection. Didn't love the palette, unfortunately, but maybe I can pass it along to a friend who will find more enjoyment out of it. If you like tutorials, if you like get ready with me's, or you just liked this video, please think about giving it a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe for more content from me, don't forget to do so before you go. All buttons are down below. And I think that's everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.